Come here with that, you crazy. Chew it on the bed. Let's chew it on the bed. Come on. It's cool in here.
Little Thelonious Monk for everybody.
Welcome to another episode of the Sitting Ducks podcast. It's your boy jbird
and Mikey Dunn.
What's up, buddy? This is unusual for us.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast in not the middle of our workday, but it's in there.
It's
we
in
are
there.
Technically on the clock.
Yeah. It's 4:00 on a Wednesday. What's up, Nick? My boss.
What's up, Dave? They don't listen.
They don't. That's okay. That's preferred.
Absolutely.
TBH.
Oh my god.
What's good, buddy? How's your work day?
Workday's all right. You know, work is stressful.
Yeah, so dude, I hate it.
Leave it at that.
Yeah, Topo Chico, if you're listening, can you give us money?
Yeah, I'm all out of Topo Chico too, and I refuse to buy and promote your brand this moving forward until we get paid and get more free shit at least.
Yeah, more free stuff at least. Sam from Topo Chico, if you're listening, please email me back. Okay, yeah.
ASAP. We have a lot of power and a lot of clout in the Providence improv community, and you would be surprised that our influence. We're doing what should be paid work.
For sure. Yeah. We're actually influencing a lot of our friends to buy your product. But we're also running out of swag to give away.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Dog, you go ahead. My dog is chewing on a toy right now.
Koda, we've made a Topo Chico video challenge on our video radio hour episode that we do with the Providence Improv Guild. And one of the gets for people that want to contribute is for them to win swag, and we're running out of swag.
We're running out of swag, Sam, Topo Chico.
Yeah.
Topo people.
Speaking of drinks, my God, man, we are entering feels like a new year or a new time zone right now. You and I went out to get drinks at a couple different spots on this last Saturday with our friend Matt Pina and friends for his birthday. And
Matt Pina, who does not listen to the podcast.
Matt Pina, who does not listen to this podcast, not getting a shout out, just letting the facts be known that we were out for his birthday. But man, it is crazy. Man. People are out and about, not wearing masks. I don't know how to describe it. It was a very strange, kind of momentous, kind of day.
Weekend. Yeah. It truly marked. Yeah, I guess that experience will truly forever be my marker for COVID pandemic ending, because we went to Moniker, a brewery, and then which was great. It was great.
We gambled
a lot.
Yeah,
played a dice game.
Justin won $40 or something like that.
60. It was stupid. I didn't want it.
$60, and he was so embarrassed that he won. It was hilarious.
It was ridiculous. And then we went to Ogie's, a Providence staple, and it was like the Wild West. It was like COVID never happened there.
No masks. Everybody jam-packed, by the way.
Jam-packed.
And you kind of just get to this point where it's like, well, if I'm wearing my mask to help people not get COVID, well, it's not helping me not get COVID, and I'm going to look like the only asshole wearing a mask. So you just kind of follow suit. And then by the time the place is packed, no one's wearing a mask because everybody's thinking like that.
Dude, it was crazy. I felt so weird wearing a mask.
Not complaining. It was really kind of exciting in a way, too.
Yeah.
To like just see people's faces. Yeah. Anyways.
Crazy.
So we're at Ogie's. and we're having a really nice time meeting new people.
Yeah, we met some dude named Sean.
A guy named Sean over by the fire pit, and we love Ogie's because they have badass grilled cheese. They have good food.
Oh my God. Tater tots.
Tater tots, and it's right by the Providence, where the Providence Improv Guild used to be. So it's definitely one of those spots where we joke around after we do, online improv shows where it's like, oh, let's go to Ogie's afterwards. We're obviously joking, but now it's kind of like, well, Ogie's is kind of now a thing again.
Yeah, it was one of those places that we would always go to. We'd always find ourselves there after shows. There or Pizza J's or somebody's house.
Right, exactly. And while we're there, we're having a good time. And I go to the bathroom at some point later in the evening, and I've almost ordered food, but when I come back, everybody's gone. And it's just this guy, Sean. And I almost sit down because it's like a whole new group of people of like around the same, diversity of like men and women and a variety of people, age, all these things. So I like almost sit down, and then I'm like, oh, you aren't my friends. And I immediately get up. I'm a little stoned, a little not drunk. I maybe had a couple drinks.
Sure.
You're
vibing.
I'm vibing, exactly. Just had a really intense pee in the bathroom. Okay, I was on that level as far as drinks wise goes.
Which bathroom did you go into? Which bathroom did you go into? Dolly Parton or? Oh my.
Anyways.
Anyway. So you come back and all of us are gone, but it's like there's a alternate universe. Us versions of ourselves are there.
Right, exactly. So I come back and I see this new group of people, and anyways, I'm like, okay, where'd my people go? So I leave and I rush out the door, and I'm like looking around, and then I'm like, okay, maybe they're whatever's happening. So I go outside and you all are leaving. That's great, cool. We have a great night. To finish out the evening, we leave. You drove. And I pretty much just like walked out with y'all. So anyways, I am the next day, as far as this like kind of crazy experience, as far as like, going to Ogie's and all these new people, I'm shooting a short film with Luongo Collective, who will have Josiah and Emma from that group on at some point to do
eventually, if we can ever line up our schedules.
Yeah, exactly. It's been tough. Well, one of the reasons why it was tough to do an episode with them this past weekend was because we shot a short for Luongo Collective. And it went really well and all this stuff. So anyways, what I'm getting to is in the middle of shooting, I look at my wallet and I notice that I forgot my card. So in this process of, leaving kind of like sporadically, I forget my card at Ogie's.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So I go back to Ogie's on Monday and to get my card. And when I go back, the girl who is behind the counter is this woman who, speaking of the pig community, when we'd go there after shows, this one time we have this inside joke to where we're at Ogie's. This is before COVID, and I was, I wanted a sour beer, so I asked the person behind the bartender. I was like, oh, what? I asked a question about the beer, and she said, look it up. And I remember thinking that was such a great thing to say to a customer when they ask you a question about what they're potentially buying from you, right?
Right.
Look it up. So I just thought that's a great mentality to have as a person in the service industry. And anyways, came back to the table, and now it's like an inside joke amongst a few of our friends, to where it's just like, hey, what kind of thing is that? It's like, look it up. Because it's just the most passive thing you can do to somebody, pretty much, and it's funny, it's hilarious. I just would never have the balls to do that to a customer.
No, same. And I love it because it's become such a, man, I don't know if I'm using this word right, or if I'm just, I don't know if I'm using this word right, or if I'm just using it a lot because we went to this place called Moniker, but I'm just gonna use the word and correct me if I'm wrong. But look it up has become such a moniker of the improv friend group.
Sure.
So we've sort of taken the epicness of that moment and quantified it, quadruplified it, made it bigger than it was.
Sure. Yeah, we've just amplified. Yeah, we've amplified it.
Yeah, amplified. There
and
you go.
it's just such an inside joke now, to where if anybody asks
Literally
like
anything.
the most subtle of questions,
Hey, what kind of gum are you chewing on right now?
oh, look it up. And we accentuate the L, and it's just funny every time. So, anyways, when I go back to Ogie's to get my card, it's this woman who's the bartender. She's working. She's the one that gives me my card, and I'm just like, I know who you are.
Oh my God.
And
Do you
my
know
friends
who
and
I
I
am?
joke about who you are all the time, and you have no idea. And
Yeah. She has no idea how much of a legend she is to us.
right, and still, even asking for the card, she just didn't say much of anything to me.
She didn't tell you to look it up?
No, no, it was bizarre. And anyways, just dealing with customer service is so bizarre. I went to UPS recently, and going to UPS, the person behind the counter pretty much just was so annoyed with the amount of questions that I had, and it just pretty much handed me off to his manager and just pointed to me and then
Damn.
walked off, which I'm guessing he was just going on a break for a cigarette or something like that, and was just like, "Oh, great, I was just gonna help this one guy, and he's turning it into a thing."
Funny you say that. So like my job too, I think every job there's like a customer service aspect to it. But I do a little bit of everything. So right now I'm writing a script for a client of ours that is like a data storage and optimization company. Like I'm not totally sure
Yeah.
really what they do.
Yeah,
And
I
like
know.
I've read through their pamphlets, their site to try and really understand it so that I can write a script for an animation I'm doing.
Sure.
And it's like it's all nonsense.
Is
None of
this
it.
is the script for incoming employees, or is it for customers? Because that's the tricky part about writing scripts for companies when they operate on such, I mean, you could call it like a highbrow level as far as like verbiage and things like that. It's just like, if I'm making this for customers and I can't understand it, we're already off to a bad start.
Right. And like I've had several meetings with, this my contact there, and she's like been unhelpful. But, some of our correspondence is through the comments portion on our Google Doc, the script that I'm working on.
Yeah.
And so I'm writing this script and I'm trying to make it as like digestible for myself as possible.
Yeah.
It's because I know that like the target audience will definitely understand the jargon. But if I can stitch together the jargon in a way that makes sense to me, it works, right? It passes. I don't need to really know, right? So for this video, she was adamant that I take a more personal approach than the marketing lingo that I had been using for various other scripts I've written for her. So and she was heavy on themes for this one. So I thought. Yeah, so I thought, okay, personal theme, like right from what you know, right? And I'm a I wouldn't say I'm a big comic book guy. I was in the past, but I do appreciate them for the medium. And I do like. So
Yeah,
I figured
absolutely.
we'll go superhero angle.
Okay.
So she writes, we start out with a more personal tone, and this is a comment on this draft of the script as a whole.
Gotcha.
She writes, we start out with a more personal tone, using you and the superhero themes, but we lose that after the first quote. The rest of it seems a bit too marketing speak. Happy face. She then writes, also, we should incorporate regulatory transformation / compliance and leveraging cloud models somewhere.
Say that one more time.
She writes, also, we should incorporate regulatory transformation / compliance and leveraging cloud models somewhere.
This is for customers?
Right? It's like, hey, be more personal, but also,
Yeah. Put a big old stick up your butt at the same time.
yeah. So I pretty much copied her word for word.
Absolutely. That's exactly what you do in those types of situations. You're just like, you know what? You're right in this one. And do they pay you to write scripts?
They pay us for
is it incorporated into the cost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I put, after a paragraph of, personal touch, I write, all while leveraging cloud models and meeting regulatory transformation compliance requirements.
Nice.
Which I like fucking means nothing,
No,
right?
dude, all this business shit is ridiculous. Titles are absurd. I'm the creative director, project manager, blah, blah, blah at my job. And it's just like,
Dude, that's fucking hilarious.
it is hilarious.
My job title is multimedia producer.
Sure. Yeah.
Pretty much because when I started working there, Paul's job title changed from, video to video lead. Mm-hmm. And I was not about to become video partner, follower, whatever.
Junior
video junior.
Yeah, video junior. Yeah.
Yeah, job titles are all made up. Money's made up. The whole system's made up.
Yeah, I know. But hey,
speaking of which, you want to break for ads?
I would love to break for ads. Topo Chico.
Get back to us, please.
Yeah, fucking shit.
Hey there. Do you think you're boring? Are you feeling unimaginative? Has someone told you recently that you lack a unique perspective? Hey, I'm Marcus Abernathy, and I'd like to introduce you to the possibility of you. Come down to the Marcus Abernathy Character Barn and try on all different types of personalities that are sure to have a clear motive in any situation. Got a youth soccer game to attend? Try on our retired gym teacher.
Hey, come on, it's simple math. You don't get in 100% of the shots that you don't do. Simple as that. So, you sure you don't want me talking to the coach for you? I bet you we can get the kids some more playing time. Yeah? No?
Fancy dinner party coming up? Find your footing with our old wealthy woman on the Titanic.
Oh goodness, a night like this could last forever. My spirits are so high that not even a tragic event could dampen.
We've got a unique perspective engrossed in the richest of backstory for every occasion. Come on down to the Marcus Abernathy Character Barn today and say goodbye to the hollow self you once called you. Find us online at marcusabernathycharacterbarntoday.com.
Saying 2020 was a tough year is an understatement. Don't you wish you could just forget it? Well, now you can with a new rectal suppository called Memory Be Gone. Memory Be Gone offers a variety of memory loss options from forgetting the last 24 hours to the past 10 years. And are we working on increasing that number? You betcha. Memory Be Gone comes in fun flavors like mint, bubblegum, blackberry, banana, soda pop, barbecue, sriracha, Cool Ranch, and many more. How does it work, you ask? Don't worry about it, because you won't remember taking it. Forget your unwanted troubles with just 2 healthy-sized rectal suppository doses. Ignorance is bliss, so stick Memory Be Gone where the sun don't shine and find your happy place today.
Cool. Well, thank you to our sponsors. Always grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it shows that we're really taking a turn. Times are a changing here at the Sitting Ducks podcast / radio hour.
Yeah, for sure. So, speaking of which, Mikey and I, we've been talking a lot about, the direction of the pod. And we're thinking that, shorter, snappier episodes, with flavor, might be our new direction. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I say it all the time. I'll say this, what I want more of, or just the start of is, I've mentioned it before on the podcast, is I can't wait till we get to do one of these in person. I mean, we can now. I think we can now.
I think we can now, for sure.
Cool. But we've gotten so used to doing it this way too. Again, the podcast wouldn't exist without the times that we're in. The reason the radio hour exists is because we had to find a way to meet our craving for wanting to perform for people, and just do something and make people laugh, because it's one thing I can't wait for is, we're at Ogie's, the masks are off, it's it feels weird, but it's also exciting. I can't wait till we can start performing live in front of people, because there's nothing. We're trying to find a way to make the Radio Hour show live too. We're working on that, but I can't wait to perform for people and get that laugh, because there's nothing like getting the laugh for people and brightening up people's nights or whatever the case is, because it's just the best part about improv is to not make it about yourself. The best part about live comedy is the less you make it about yourself, and the more you make it for trying to put on a good show for people, and not always trying to be funny, but just being in the moment. The better the show is, the more fun it is, the more people can connect. And I think that's what everybody wants. And it's starting to happen in some way.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever said this, but I feel like, more than, being in the industry of comedy, I feel like I am more so in the transportation industry. Because what we provide for an audience is levity, distraction, distraction from their own consciousness, if you will. And that laugh is like the ultimate tell of of all of us being together and creating together, because the beauty of improv, as opposed to sketch or film or anything like that, is that you and everybody else are using their imagination at the same time, and everyone is imagining whatever scene you're building differently. Yet what is happening on stage, everyone is so in tune with, so it's, I don't know, improv to me is like the ultimate escape.
Yeah, it's a great escape. And sometimes we get the laughs, sometimes we bomb. Well, we've been lucky where we haven't like bombed in a flame to where we're like, I never want to do this again. But you do bomb to a certain extent, and
for sure. I mean, there have been times where I've bombed and I've been like, that was fun. Time to find something new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. But you have to kind of that's the best part about it, because it could go really well.
Yeah.
And that feeling of, or the know-how that when you start a show live at a theater in front of people, that it's either going to go one of a few ways. Yeah. It's going to go really bad. It's going to be really good and fun, or it's just going to be okay. Yeah. But as long as it's like when we play basketball.
Right.
It's not about winning or losing. It's just about the fact that you went out there and you played, and you either got in better shape physically or got in better shape, I don't know, from a euphoric or happy kind of level. The serotonin was like up or needs a check from doing an improv set. And I don't know. It's just it's about the do, or it's about the act of doing. So I always say it's always better to do something than nothing at all.
For sure. Yeah, and to me, what I'm hearing is you saying that the joy is in the journey.
Yeah.
And
not the destination.
Yeah, and I very much miss the journey, because without that risk taking, you've got nothing. And I just miss so much taking the risk of going out there and making stuff up with our friends, and making strangers laugh, making strangers forget about how crazy this existence is.
Yeah, right, man. Just getting a chance to take people out of it, and it's great. Can't wait for it to come back. It will happen again.
It'll happen soon.
We will be the first to let our people know when live improv is coming back. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. We'll let you know. We'll let you know when we're ready. When it's going to happen.
We will probably not shut up about it once we're ready. Once we know we can actually do a live show again. We will definitely hear about it.
Yeah, we're going to be advertising it like bananas. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever seen bananas advertised, but
they're everywhere.
Pretty much in your face.
They're everywhere.
Can't even see the color yellow without thinking of a fucking damn banana.
That's a good point. banana.
Or a duck.
Duck. Yep. Yellow stoplight. What do I?
Which is more of an orange than anything, really.
Okay, sure. Well, I feel good about this episode.
I feel good too.
Yeah. I think it was nice to get one in.
For sure, yeah. Nice to get one in, just the two of us.
Absolutely.
Like old times.
Absolutely. That's who knows. Maybe that's what the podcast becomes more of. Maybe it's just you and I more, and whenever we have guests on, it turns into more of the radio show. The
Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us.
You
and I. Cool. Hey, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for being here, Mikey.
Thank you for being here, jbird. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we took this break from work for a nice little quickie.
Yeah, nice little quickie. 20 minutes left of the workday. You going to go back?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll go back for a second. Yeah.
I'll go back in for a little dip. See what's happening.
Yeah, maybe I'll go play frisbee with our friend Matt Pina, who doesn't listen to this podcast.
Yeah, maybe you should let him know that you're going to play frisbee with him via this podcast episode.
Matt, I'll be there at 5:30.
I hope he gets this.
I hope he gets this too. Otherwise, I'm going to be I'm going to waste gas money.
Yeah, I see you all smiles. Come on, don't you have anything else to chew on?